Greetings and welcome back to the channel, the Casual Wargamer. Today we're going to look over two videos at the two knight detachments that we received a couple of days ago. In this particular video we're looking at the Questor Forgepact for the Imperial Knights, and this is an interesting one. The two knight detachments are interesting in that they give you a limited supply of allies built into the detachment. You could run it without them, but the whole purpose of this is to actually play them and support one another. So let's take a look at this. The detachment rule for Questor Forgepact is called the Cogbound Alliance, and it comes with two rules. Sacristan Pledge, which is for your Imperial Knights. So in your command phase, one model in the unit regains a wound. If the unit is within 3 inches of one or more friendly tech priest models, they gain D3 instead. First reaction to me was, please no, we don't need Knights healing. Knights are too good as it is. Knight players are going, no, we're not. And it's like, competitively, maybe not. In general, yeah. But let's give them something nice. And so getting a few wounds back here and there isn't going to hurt. The AdMech forces gain Divine Inspiration. Each time a model in the unit makes a ranged attack, they get to reroll hit rolls of 1. And if they're within 6 inches of a friendly Imperial Knights unit, they reroll wound rolls of 1 as well. That's quite nice. Again, it's tying the two sides of your detachment together. Lovely jubbly. There is a little add-on called Forge World Allies, which says what you can take. So you can include from the Mechanicus lists Tech Priest Dominus, Tech Priest Manipulus, Skitari Marshal, Skitari Rangers, Skitari Vanguard, and then depending on the size of the game you're playing, how many points you can allocate to those allies. Pardon me, 250 points, 500, 750. And it specifically states that no Mechanicus model can be your Warlord. It has to be one of your Imperial Knights, which makes sense. Adding allies to the detachment is interesting. Years and years ago, I think it was 6th edition, we had an allies table which said what you could and couldn't take in your army. I think Tyranny is the only one that got screwed over being only able to ally with Genestealer Cult, but everyone else could pretty much ally with almost anybody in various degrees. And it didn't really work. We had things like the Taudar lists, which is Tau and Eldar combined, which are absolutely balked. Doing it this way and sliding a select number of models into a detachment, I think is a really nice way to go. And although it seems to work here for the Knights, it would be interesting if they did detachments that sort of gave this for others. Obviously, you can already take allies if you are Imperial or Chaos, because you can take Knights or Demons or Agents of Imperium. But I don't know, I think there is room going forwards for new detachments to include other allies. But let's see. Jumping in, you have 4 enhancements. You have the Omniscient Champion for 30 points, which must go on an Imperial Knight model, and it adds 4 to the wounds characteristics. Too many wounds. But hey ho, it's only 4 wounds, and it might be that little thing that keeps that particular model alive. Knight of the Opus Machina. 20 points. Again, Imperial Knight model. Each time the bearer makes a ranged attack, if they are within 6 inches of one or more friendly Mechanicus units, re-roll hit rolls of 1. Nice, very nice. The Magos Questoris for 35 points must go on a Tech Priest model. While the bearer is within 3 inches of one or more friendly Imperial Knights unit, they gain lone ops. You can't shoot them. And in your command phase, select one friendly Imperial Knights model within 3 inches of the bearer, and they heal 2 lost wounds. Lots of healing in this one. I can see where it's going. And lastly, the Vossifier Magnificat. For 15 points. Imperial Knight model only. While an enemy unit is within 6 of the bearer, worsen the leadership characteristics of models in that unit by 1. And while a friendly Mechanicus unit is within 6 inches of the bearer, improve the leadership characteristics of models in your Mechanicus units by 1. Nice. There's always room, I think, in this game to manipulate to an extent the leadership and the potential battle shock abilities. the game kind of needs that. To seeing something like this is quite nice. Then we hit the 6 stratagems. We have, just looking at my screen here, Omnifice's Grace. In any phase, just after a mortal wound is allocated to Imperial Knights or Mechanicus unit from your army, that till the end of the phase, models in that unit gain a 5-up feel no pain against mortal wounds. Yeah, I give it that. You know, keeps them alive a bit longer, slows down the progression of ways round knights. Vengeance of the Machine Cult. In any phase, one Imperial Knight unit from your army that was just destroyed can use this stratagem, even though it was just destroyed. Until the end of the battle, the enemy unit that destroyed your unit is marked. Each time an Astartes, a mechanic, I keep saying this when I see the word Adeptus in these videos. So a Mechanicus model from your army makes an attack that targets a marked unit, they gain lethal hits. That's nice. Bonded Imperative. In your command phase, just before a knight's character from your army uses the Bondsman ability, when selecting targets for the use of that Bondsman ability, you can select one friendly Mechanicus unit within 12 inches of your unit. In addition, or instead of selecting an Armiger model, until the start of the next command phase, every model in that Mechanicus unit is affected by the Bondsman ability. And specifically, it states you cannot target a Knight Preceptor with this stratagem. Now, I can't remember what the Knight Preceptor is, but I'm not sure it's a big deal. There's obviously a reason for it. So, you know, that is quite nice. Again, it's pushing you and your 2 sides of the detachment together, making them work together. Machine Focus for 1 CP, your command phase, 1 Imperial Knight unit from your army. Till the start of your next turn, your unit can ignore any and all modifiers through their weapon skill, ballistic skill, and rerun this. The weapon skill, ballistic skill, characteristics of weapons equipped by its model, any hit roll or wound roll made for it. Very, very nice. Aggression begets aggression. In your shooting phase, 1 Imperial Knights unit from your army, or 1 Imperial Knights character from your army, and 1 friendly Adeptus Mechanicus unit within 6 of that unit. Okay. Until the end of the phase, ranged weapons equipped by models in that unit have the assault ability. Very nice. And lastly, Thronegeist Fury. In your opponent's movement phase, just after any unit set up or ends a normal advance or fallback move, 1 Imperial Knights Titanic unit from your army within 24 inches invisible gets to Overwatch, because normally Knights can't Overwatch because they are Titanic. So this is really handy dandy. I likes it. Okay, so that's the layout of this detachment. All in all, I think it's good. I'm not entirely sure that Knights need quite so much potential healing, but I'm not going to turn down and say they shouldn't have it. It's a detachment for you to use that sort of ability. So the Questor Forgepact seems like a really nice detachment, and I think that you will probably see this used, maybe not competitively, but I certainly think this is a nice one for casual play or crusade games. It'll be interesting to see if it sort of makes its way into the higher echelons of Warhammer 40k. But we shall have to see what the Knight codices give us when they drop at some point next year. Anyway, that's just a quick look at the Questor Forgepact. Let me know what you think. If you're a Knights player or you play against Knights, what you think of this. Do you like the ally mechanic? Would you do it differently? Let me know down below in the comments. Until next time, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe button, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, guys. Good gaming.